What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your August 2021 general reading. This is going to be for you Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, but it's not going to hit home for all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements. Now, this message this month seems pretty specific, so I would really suggest for you guys to definitely check out your other placements with this. Let's see. We are in Leo season, which for you guys, that is your opposite sign, which puts us in 7th house energy for you. This month is going to require you to take a good look at your relationships, the platonic ones, the romantic ones, all the relationships you have to yourself, the relationships you have to food, the relationship you have to work, whatever it is, everything that you relate to. This is gonna be that month that makes you take a big look into that. And I will say, for those of you guys who've maybe been a little unsure or have been a little bit unclear in terms of where you want to go with certain relationships, this new moon that we're having in Leo is going to be pretty powerful for you. I think that you will be able to kind of find some clarity there, okay? Along with that, you are also going to have Venus going into Libra this month, right? So that means Venus will be going into your 9th house. If you guys are finding yourself being frustrated, overwhelmed, any of that, Venus is going to kind of be there to help you and give you just something else to put your mind and energy and effort towards, right? Especially as it pertains to travel, higher learning, higher understanding, different philosophies, all those things that are connected to that Sagittarius energy. Because you guys have a lot of 8th house energy happening now with Mars and Mercury going into Virgo, right? And 8th house energy is that death and transformation energy. It is connected to the Scorpio. It is, about like I said, death, transformation, sex. In terms of relationships, it can be about your joint finances that you have with certain people. But this month kind of really gives you guys a release. So I'm going to clarify some of these cards. I'm really kind of interested to see how this plays out for you. And let's get started. Now, you've got at the bottom of the deck, you've got the 6 of Swords. So this is the unseen energy. This is a walking away from something. This is a moving forward in something. This is moving away from where things have been troubling and turbulent and moving to where the water's a little bit more calm. You can kind of think of these swords as lessons, right, that you've gone through, things that you've experienced that kind of help you get to the next level and where you want to go. Here you see she's taking the swords with her in order to use them at will, but she's going off into the sunset. I do like them. You've got some troubling cards in here, but your last card that you do have is the Sun, which we'll get into at the end. But that's really, really good. I do like to see that because that is the happiest deck, or the happiest card in the deck, and that is connected to that Leo energy, which we are in Leo season. Now, you guys have Queen of Cups, 8 of Cups, ooh, if I can get it, and the Devil card, okay? Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water energy. 8 of Cups, again, that water energy. And then we've got the Devil card with that Capricorn energy. Now, one thing about the Queen of Cups, okay? Queen of Cups she's warm. She's that woman who's like warm and fuzzy upon meeting her. She's super intuitive. She's super connected. She's super kind, super empathetic. And that really is her strength. She has the ability to nurture people on a whole different level. Where she can get tied up, and maybe this is what's kind of been happening with you guys, especially pertaining to certain relationships, which is why we have the 8 of Cups next. But where Miss Queen of Cups can get caught up is without these connections, without these things, without being the go-to person, without being the help, she really doesn't know who she is, right? If she's not always running, jumping out of her skin to get up and help somebody, she's lost. So there's kind of like this codependency that can come with her because she is so kind. She doesn't always have the ability to be that person that she is for everybody else, for herself. If we are thinking about the original depictions in the Rider-Waite deck, she's the only cup person who has a lid on her cup, right? So she often kind of pinches herself off of what she needs because she's so concerned with others. Now, if this is you, then that's something to keep in mind of. Although it's uncomfortable, I kind of like how the Queen of Cups progresses to the Eight of Cups, because when we reach the Eight of Cups here, this is indicating like, look, I've tried everything that I can possibly try. And it's not necessarily an easy energy, because if we think about the Eight of Cups, there's been a lot of emotion put into this. There's been a lot of time put into this. There's a lot of things that you've placed in these cups over time. But you see like how in this card, like she's moving. And she's kind of sitting around in, I don't know if it's her old space or her new space, but looking around, feeling bad. Things are boxed up. She's got a little glass of wine to try to keep her, you know, okay. But it's really about having to emotionally separate from something. Now, again, you have all this 8th house energy, which does indicate that there's some big transformations that are coming up for you guys, okay? Now, the good thing, and probably the main thing that you guys are going to do with it this month is, you know, Mars is going to be in Virgo, which means that we're all going to be very committed to work, very driven to work. So it's easy to, while all these things are happening, or while you're feeling all these different emotions that may be uncomfortable, it's easy to try to get lost in work, right? It's easy to go, go, go. But then also, even with some of you, because you know, Mars is moving into your transformation sector, there may be some changes at work with you, which, you know, could be good. It always ends up being for the better. Yeah, Judgment. Some of you guys, I feel like, may have been dealing, you know what I'm gonna be honest and say. Some of you guys, it feels like maybe you may have been connected to a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and not to say like you were like fully in a relationship still, almost like a situationship, or like, you know, you guys are kind of working on something. This might be the time where it's like really time to draw those lines and boundaries. Because one thing about 8th house energy is it is very much connected to boundaries. It is like, it is about the bottom line. You ever meet a Scorpio? Like, they're very clear on their boundaries. And so with the Judgment card here, you know, obviously there's a chance for a rebirth of something. And Judgment card to me is very much connected to Scorpio energy. It kind of gives a little bit of Libra Scorpio vibes, right? Because there is this like making a decision, and kind of, you know, doing the just thing. But then also there's this chance for a rebirth after a death of something. But really what I do know is whatever happens next, it kind of feels like it's honestly, if you're dealing with a water sign, it feels like it's up to the other person. So this other person, Queen of Cups person, whoever it may be feeling like they are finally deciding to walk away from this situation, not because you're a bad person, but maybe that the fact that this person or this situation can be toxic at this point, right? Because Devil card, yes, it is connected to Capricorn energy, but Devil card really talks about what has power over you. And Devil card can be tricky because there is this enticing way that it goes about getting to you. Whenever we are dealing with something that's devil energy, it does not appear to be devil energy to the person who's dealing with it, right? It's always something that's attractive and enticing. It sounds like a good idea, feels like a good idea, but underneath it all, it's not. It's not. Like, it's just not. It's not actually working for you the way that you had hoped. Although it's attractive and although it may be something that you want, it's not really the best for you. And that's how Devil really has the power over us, or the ways to trick us, right? Drinking can be fun, you know, if you are, you know, going out and having casual drinks with your friend, it can be fun. It can, you know, you can have a lot of good things and times and stuff like this, but there's also, you can get carried away with it, right? To the point where it now has power over you. Some of you guys also, even like a roommate situation, especially if you're like with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, this could be them moving on, moving out. Maybe something has happened to where it's just not a good look for you guys anymore. That's kind of what it feels like. And that doesn't have to be, again, a romantic relationship. Because you guys are dealing with 7th house energy, you're really going to come up against some things that have to do with relationships of all kinds, right? Yes, communication. I do feel like whether this is talking about a job, a friendship type thing, a roommate type situation, a relationship, this is like, it's becoming very clear. The Ace of Swords is like almost that epiphany. It's like that aha moment. It's a new way of thinking about something. It's new ideas coming to you. It's new communication happening where there was conflict, right? So conflict within a relationship, conflict within a friendship, conflict with, just opposing views. These people in Five of Wands, they can't get it together. I can't figure out who the hell's fighting who, right? So there is this kind of moving on that's happening from you guys. Everything that is getting kind of removed from your life is a good thing, because it's not helping anybody. It's like having a security blanket, but it's not even really giving you real security. It just kind of gives you that comfort. It's almost like whatever the situation is, this could be like someone who's been just kind of addicted to their own dysfunction, or like those people who be like, yeah, this is who I am, or yeah, I'm like this, but that's just who I am, and don't want to change it. They're just like, well, that's just who I am. And that's cool with certain things, but it don't work with everything, right? Again, this message feels super specific, so definitely check out your rising, your moon, your Venus. Now, you got the Fool card that's clarifying this Devil card. For some of you guys, this is definitely indicating there's something that you guys need to drop in order to move forward. So let's say if you guys have very specific goals, there may be some things that you need to let go of that could be getting in the way and actually taking up space in a way that's not conducive for how you want to move forward. Some of you guys might also be connecting to a Capricorn coming up here. We got the Fool card. The Fool is connected to the new beginnings. It's all about the new beginnings, but it's all about having to take a risk, right? That is what sets the Fool card apart from all the other transformation, new beginnings, endings types card. This one requires a risk. This one requires a real leap of faith. It is connected to you guys. It is that Uranus energy. So yeah, I just feel like you guys are walking away from something that, and again, it feels like you could have been putting a lot of time and effort in it. This could be a long-standing relationship, a long-standing friendship, a long-standing work relationship, but it's at the point now where it's not conducive for what you're trying to do and where you're trying to be, and it's just simply time to kind of like move on with that. Now, in your environment, you've got the Three of Wands here. Could be fire energy that you are dealing with, but Three of Wands is really, about waiting for those ships to sail in. It's being confident, like, I made the plans. I gained clarity on how I want to move and what I want to do, and now I'm just waiting for it to all to happen. Now, with the Three of Wands, though, it does kind of pose the question, like, with the things that you have planned for yourself, is there possibly some editing that could be done or needs to be done? I might decide that I want to do something, and I might decide one day that I know exactly what that looks like and what steps I need to go through to get there. But then with life and through experience, I might find that I need to do it this way a little bit. So it does kind of give you a little bit of that pause while your ship is coming in to really get like that final clarity on, like, is this the route that you want to go? Is this the way that you want to do? Now for you guys, some of you guys, especially those of you guys who are single, there's some dating happening coming up, right? Now Venus in Libra is pretty good for everybody, because this makes everybody a little bit more flirty, a little bit more charming, a little bit more attractive. Venus in Libra that's its vacation home, right? That's its ruling leader. So it feels very comfortable there. And luckily everybody gets a little bit of that pie, not just people who like are Libras. But we get the Knight of Wands here, and there is kind of like this dating. So you got two wand cards here in the environment. Lots of fire energy. Some of you guys might be finding yourself connecting to a fire sign. Leo, Aries, or Sag. But I do like this because I do feel like there are new opportunities coming to you, new things to consider, new things that you're opening yourself up about. And that's kind of what Venus is about. She's the planet that kind of opens you up to things. She's about the love and the beauty and the let's take it all in, the yummy, yummy. So I think this is really good, especially if you've been having experiences lately that don't feel like that. Now, hopes and fears, we've got the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is literally like, girl, nobody's going to win this fight. There is no actual resolution to whatever you guys are. Like, there's this, it's a wrap, right? This is going to be a cycle if you don't watch it, right? And a lot of times with the Five of Swords, even though like this is showing like a couple arguing, this shows where we can get in our own head sometimes and have our own internal battles. Some of you guys have been trying really, really hard to salvage a relationship. And it's just not meant to be salvaged. You know what I mean? Like some things, everything's not meant to stay. And I understand why you would want that, especially for those of you guys who maybe this is like, you know, you guys share children, you know, trying to find new ways to go about this co-parenting thing. If this has to do with co-parenting and if this has to do with children, there's certain things that it feels like you guys are holding on to that just, you have to get real with yourself and be like, is this actually important? Does this directly affect what we're talking about, or is my ego getting in the way a little bit? Because along with that Leo energy that we all get this like extra charm and extra kind of outgoing, you know, we get this extra fire within and drive. Like Leo season's very fun. It's very active. It's very charming and beautiful. Like think of your Libra friends. I mean, not Libra. Think of your Leo friends. Like they're very just out there and like hostess with the mostest and like fun, right? They're trying to be chill. They're just trying to enjoy their time. Oh, shit. I said all that to say what? I forget. It'll come back to me. I felt like it was important. It'll come back to me. But I will say that especially for you guys who are co-parenting and maybe haven't been able to find resolve, it feels like there's little nitpicky things that you guys are holding on to that's holding you back from having this. You can achieve this 10 of Cups energy, whether you're in a relationship or not. And I think for some of you guys, especially if you're in a situation where you're trying to make a friendship work or a past relationship work, the way that you're going about it is not working. Oh yes, got it. Leo season, although it is fun and charming and all of that, we can't forget about the fact that Leo is connected to pride and ego. And it does kind of bring out this prideful and ego nature in all of us to different degrees, but it does. And so it seems like there may be some issues that come about this month, especially in terms of that, where like really it's just like, you know, an argument, it just keeps on continuing and it's like really to the point where it's dumb, but everybody's ego is in it. So it's just not changing. There are different ways to go about your communication style with this. And again, Mercury in Virgo is going to make people a little bit more critical, a little bit more pointing the finger. I don't know why, but like Aquarius, to me, you guys have always kind of been naturally, to me, Aquarius and Virgo energy is pretty similar. Just like within the personalities of like the Aquariuses and the Virgos that I grew up very close to. You guys feel the same for me. And so with that being said, like Aquarius, y'all know when you tell somebody something, you don't always use tact. Like you just say it, right? Well, Virgos have it to where they have this whole like perfection thing that they can't let go of. And so people can be a little bit more critical this month. And so this can be showing some of that. So just be mindful of the ways in which you are communicating to people, right? You get more bees with honey. Now, last card is the Sun card, which is that Leo energy. Love it. This is the Leo season. Kind of love to see it. It doesn't matter. No, it matters, but it doesn't matter what you're going through this month. There is definitely a chance for resolve and happiness and joy. And, you know, Sun card not only talks about success and victory, it does kind of talk about getting over hurdles, right? It does speak of children. It does speak of happiness. It's a really happy card. And at the end of the month, you find yourself with this new energy of Ace of Wands, which there's passion that's sparked. There's something that's exciting that is presented to you in a new way. Again, if this is love, you guys have a lot of fire here on here. This could have something to do with that. Now, one thing with this full moon that's happening in your sign at the end of the month, it may show you where you, Aquarius, have, in trying to do the right thing, put yourself, your needs, your feelings on the back burner, right? And what I definitely think this full moon will do for you is give you new idea, new inspiration in how to move, but like to still put yourself in there and put yourself first, okay? Yeah. There's some shifts in these relationships, honey. And I think it's really good, actually, because it feels like, again, this is something that you guys have been holding on to for a while, and it's just simply time, because the way that it was going, it just wasn't working. Okay. Now you've got donations, tithes, and charitable work. It says, give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Right? So giving, being mindful where you're spending your energy, being mindful where you spend your money, spend it with the people and the things that inspire you and support you, things that you feel like you align with. And as you do that, you know, you keep getting the good, and the good keeps multiplying. And you've also got release your ex. Again, going back to those of you who are here in this Eight of Cups, you've been dealing with someone and trying to make it work, and situation shit, back and forth shit, sitting up like this. It's time to release your ex. Some of you guys are trying to make something from the past happen that's like not supposed to happen. It happened when it was, and there's a time and a season for everything. And just because, you know, you may have kids with someone, or just because you love someone, just doesn't mean that you're supposed to be in a relationship with them. Everyone serves their purpose for whatever time they're supposed to be in our lives in a certain way. Doesn't mean you have to absolutely cut people off, but there is some releasing your ex. So even if you guys are, you know, I don't know, it just feels like it's release your ex. That's the word. I hope that this reading was helpful. You know, if you'd like a personal reading, you can reach out to me at shesvibeytarot@gmail.com. I'd love to help you. Look at my About tab. We've got the menu of services and pricing all laid out for you, so you don't have to think about it. If you would like a live reading, you can schedule it yourself. There's a link that is provided there, okay? So I love you guys, and I will see you later, Aquarius. Bye.